I just recently picked up this LG Blu-ray rewriter from Goodwill, and I'm going to try installing it in my Mac G3. Now, I did try over the USB adapter card that's in here, and utilizing the USB adapter, it will read DVDs. Let's see if it works in place of the internal Apple IDE. Okay, so now I've got the internal IDE and power connectors. Now this is a revision A ROM, so I'm not expecting a slave device. Not that I can even set master and slave on this interposer board, it's just a cheap copy from China. So let's power it on and see. Okay. Well, the drive's getting power. Now the DVD extension loaded, but that doesn't mean too much. Now to start System Profilers. And it has it. Internal ATA1. DVD-R, DVD RAM, CDR-W. HLDTST, product ID BDRE, Apple disk burning supported. Nice. Let's see if it'll mount something. Okay, I have the Mac version of Lubuntu here. Let's see what happens. And it works. Nice. And there's all the files for Lubuntu. Now here's something I bet no one's tried before. This is a genuine Blu-ray disc recordable. I recorded this on my Mac Mini using 10.5 to back up OS 9 applications and data. Now it's not really using most of the disk. There's a little bit of dust on it, but that usually doesn't matter. Let's see what happens when read by OS 9.2. There it is. A Macintosh G3. The OK available? Of course, since the disk is already recorded. Let's do a get info. Look at that, 5.17 gigabytes. Well, of course, that's not as much as a dual layer, but since I don't own any dual layer discs. Here's a Blu-ray disc I made backing up one of my Steam games. So, as you can see, Blu-ray. So let's pop that in the drive and see what happens. Now keep in mind, this is not a normal Blu-ray formatted disc. There it is. For anyone who may have doubted OS 9 can boot, well, not boot, but read Blu-ray discs, this can definitely tell you, at least in dealing with things, Now it's reading as macOS Extended, but you can see that is Blu-ray capacity, 21.83 gigabytes. It is very likely reading this disk as a universal file system or ISO format. Let's see if you can see the data. Yep. Here it is. My Steam backup of Assassin's Creed Origins. It's all here. Blu-ray, AC Origins, macOS Extended HFS Plus. Written this disk in Toast, which is why it's working. Even so, not bad. Now for one last test. This is of course macOS 9.2. So now we know it'll mount, but let's try it a different way. So there's the disk. Now since I told it to restart, hold down C. Happy Mac. macOS 9.2. Now I can hear the Blu-ray drive going, and of course, like most Blu-ray drives, it's going to work at 52 speed for CDs. And yup, it's booting the CD version of macOS 9.2. Anyone who has any compatibility concerns for macOS, well, because 9.2 solves most of them, it's just fine. Here is a modern SATA Blu-ray drive. Blu-ray SATA drive. Booting macOS 9.2 on a beige G3. Need I say more?